Okay, so please you can look up, right? So this is a very unique example, right, of the sine rule and the cosine rule. Now, what you're expected to understand is that when we're dealing with angles that are not right angle, right? You see, when we're talking about angles that are right angle, one of the angles used to be 90. Is that also? One of the angles used to be 90. Is that also?
Yes.
Then, if you now have a triangle that is not a right angle triangle, which means this angle, this can be angle theta, this can be angle beta, while this can be another angle, let's say omega or alpha, right? Now, these are three different angles, right? And then we have side A, side B, side A, side B, side C, right? So how can I be able to obtain all these other angles, right? Now, the best way to do that is by using the sine rule, which we now say is the law of sine, right? Or you use the cosine rule over here, which is what? The law of what? The cosine. Right? There's no t square over here.
C square.
C square, right? So now, the cosine rule states that for any side, if you want to get a side of a triangle, provided you have the two other sides, right? Because this is a squared, b squared, now 2ab, and then you have the angle facing the side you are looking for. For instance, this formula simply states that you are looking for this side if this side is to be unknown, right? Which means before I can use the cosine rule, if I'm looking for this side, which is side C, definitely I should be able to know this particular angle over here. First of all, this is our angle beta. And then I am supposed to have this angle, this line, this side, and also this side. I'm supposed to have it. If I don't have it, I can't use the sine rule, the cosine rule. Now, for the sine rule, is similar, right? The sine rule states that if you look at this angle A over here is facing what? It's facing this side, right? It's facing that side. So the rule for the sine rule says that the sine of this angle over here, upon the side itself, which is A, should be equal to, right, sine of this angle here and the one facing it. Are we together? Which means sine B, right, upon what? B. Is that also? And then this also should be equal to the last part, which is sine what? C upon what? C. Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Now, it's very clear and obvious for you to see this particular rule over here. You see this? When I am looking for C, I use this formula. When I'm looking for B, I use this formula. And when I'm looking for side A, I can use this formula. The formula is very easy, right? If I'm looking for sine C squared, it is equal to the two other side, which is A squared plus B squared minus 2, this multiplied by this, AB, then cos what? This angle, cos C, right?
Yes.
If I'm looking for A squared, it's going to be what? B squared plus what? C squared minus what? 2AC cos what? Cos A. BC. While I'm looking for side B, is going to be what? A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos what? Capital letter B. Fantastic. So if that's the case, let's jump straight to some examples. After the examples, we'll now talk about the exercise, right? Is that also? Now, we have the first example. The first example should be example 1. Right?
Yes.
Now, using the sine rule or the cosine rule, you should obtain this, right? Let me take this up a little. Good. Now, look at this. You have this side, you have this angle, and you have this side, right? You have this angle, and you're asked to find this side. So, which rule can you use? We can use the sine rule. The sine rule says the sine of this angle divided by this side facing it, right, should be equal to what? The sine of this angle upon this particular side, right? So we have sine 35 degrees upon what?
Upon
21 should be equal to what? Sine 65 degrees upon what? Upon x. Now, simply from algebra, what can we do here? We can cross multiply, right? So upon cross multiply, we have x sine 35 degrees, right? Should be equal to what? 21 sine what? 65 degrees. So what can we now do? We can divide both sides by what? Sine 35. So we have x. If we divide both sides by sine 35 degrees, right? Sine what? 35 degrees. It will be 21 sine 65 degrees. Upon what? Sine 35 degrees. Now, you can run this on a calculator and tell me what the answer.
19.03.
19?
19.03.
19.03. This should be the answer. Now, let's look over here.
Actually, wait. Any question?
Do it quickly. What do you get? 21 multiplied by sine 64, 65 upon sine 35. What do you get? Yes? Is that a goal?
Yes. 0.030.
No, you cannot expect. Good, fantastic. So that's what I'm expecting. 30 what? 3.18. Now let's check. I think this is an example. So our solution should be here. Can you see it? Can you see that? 33 point what? 0.18. 33 point what? 0.18. Fantastic. Any question? Any question? No. Fantastic. Now, you are now asked, look at this one, look at this one, look at this. You have 13, 15, and 10. You have one particular angle which is 52.
False.
You have 52. And then you are asked to get another angle. You can still use the sign. Right? Which means I can say sine 52 upon what?
Upon 15.
Fantastic. So I have sine 52, right? Which is here. Upon the angle facing it, the side facing it. What is this? 15. This should be equal to what? Sine x, which we don't know. So what is the side facing it? 13. 13. Can you see how simple it is?
Yes.
So what can I do? I can do this. So I have cross multiplying. If I cross multiply, right? If I cross multiply, I have 13 sine what? Sine 52 degrees, right? Is that also? Upon what? Upon 15 should give me sine what? X. Sine x. So can you point this on the calculator for me? 13 sine 52 divided by 15 should be what?
0.78.
0.78. 6. 0. Don't take it off your
No,
calculator.
0.682.
So?
Yeah, 0.682.
So do it properly. You get what? 0.682. Did you do the multiplication? 13 multiplied by sine 52. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah, because we don't want it to go this way. We want it to be here.
It's still 0.682.
Yes?
It's still 0.682.
We want to put sine x on its own.
Okay, how about we get the 15 there and we divide both sides by 15?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? Now, hello, look up. Don't take this off your calculator. Right? Don't take equal to sine x. How can I get x? I'm going to take sine inverse of both sides, right? We call this sine inverse. Sine inverse of 0.682 continuously, we're going to get x, right? So what you're supposed to do is to press shift on your calculator, shift, right? You press sine, this should give you sine inverse. When you do that, shift sine answer. Shift sine answer.
43.07.
Fantastic. So this is what you're supposed to put on your calculator. And you get what? 40 what?
43.07.
43.07. Right? Fantastic. So let's see if we are correct. Fantastic. I think we are correct. Can you see? This is actually an example, so this is fantastic. And this is approximately 43.07. When you see this simply means approximately, right? When you see this is an approximate solution, right? In some textbooks, we're going to be seeing something like this. It's still approximate solutions. Do you have any question about this? It's straightforward, right? It's straightforward. So now let's deal with some example containing the sine rule, the cosine rule. So this is all for sine rule, right? Yes, we're going to do some now. Don't worry, we're going to do some now. But before we continue, do we have any other question? Do we have question?
How do I please